here at some old ruins, an old cattle station abandoned in 1906 because well, there was nothing out here for the cattle to eat. So I don't understand why. Anyway, imagine living out here, eh? How dry it is, miles away from anything. Just you and the missus and a heap of cows. No wonder they abandoned the joint. Quick stop at the Bulli Royal Hotel. Had a beer here. So this is Bulli, population of 142. So it's quite a big town, considering Birdsville only has 100 in it. And here we are. Bulli's Red Stump. So here we are in Bulli, another sleepy little town, and one pub which we haven't been in to have a beer, babe. Why aren't we going in the pub to have a beer?
Morning.
Oh, because it's morning time, and that affects Jess. Morning and beers doesn't affect me, but both for Jess. Anyway. So we're in Bulli and just went to the information centre and had a chat to the lady in there about directions to go and that sort of thing. We're trying to get to Alice Springs. Well, ultimately we're trying to get home, but we're heading to Alice Springs, and she tells us that the quickest way, or the shortest way there, is the Plenty Highway, which is a dirt road, and apparently there's horror stories coming from there this morning. The corrugations are about 8 inches deep. The bull dust is like a foot deep right across the road, and it stretches for meters and meters across the road, and the caravans are all getting stuck in it, and trucks are getting stuck in it, and everyone's having to get towed out and all that sort of shit. So we're a bit over all the corrugations and dust, to be honest with you, so we're going to go the long way around, which is up to Mount Isa, and then we'll head back across to Tennant Creek and down to Alice Springs that way. So it's a few hundred k's more, but it's bitumen all the way, which is much better than big ruts and bull dust and all that sort of thing. And it'll probably be quicker, to be honest with you, so that's the way we're going to go. What are your thoughts on that, Jess?
It is what it is.
You have nothing to say? How are you enjoying the trip so far?
It's been well.
It's been well?
Yeah.
It's been fucking awesome, mate.
It's been good. But yeah, I think the best thing to do is stay on bitumen, because I'm over the gravel as well.
Yeah. Okay, well that's what we'll do.
I'm still hungry.
Okay, we'll go get something to eat. Get back in good old Ruby, the good girl, and head on down the road. We've got a big wedge-tailed eagle here. Looks like he's got a saw a wing. Massive bird. Oh, can't fly. I think I'm stressing him out, so I'll just leave him. So we have finally made it to the Northern Territory border. We've done a remote track in outback Queensland, probably one of the remotest tracks in Australia, I'd reckon. It was a little bit bumpy, but not too bad. Bit of dust and a few corrugations and what have you, but it was generally pretty good. A bit windy out here, but so we spent the night in Mount Isa last night. Applied for our WA passes, border passes, going through Great Central Road, which goes through Aboriginal communities and what so. Mine got approved within an hour, and about half an hour later Jess's was rejected. We don't know why. We put down the exact same information, same address, same car, same details, everything, but hers was rejected. Anyway, we had some dinner and settled down for the night, and got a phone call from the WA police, and they told me that my pass was accidentally accepted and they have to reject it because we planned on entering WA via remote roads, which they weren't allowing. You can only get in through Eucla or Kununurra, and if you go through Kununurra, then you're not allowed to go to Perth anyway. You have to stop somewhere up there for 14 days. So they've said you can go through Eucla, which is South Australia. So I've reapplied for my pass and got it approved basically straight away. Jess reapplied for hers, and we still haven't heard whether hers is approved or not. So that's a bit worrying. But the disappointing thing about that is when we were in Birdsville, everyone was saying, oh, you won't be able to go through South Australia, you won't be able to cross the desert because you'll end up in South Australia and then you can't get into WA. Well, now the coppers are telling me I have to go through South Australia to get into WA, so missed out on doing the desert. A little bit unfortunate, but it will still be there for next time. And we're also going to skip Uluru and Kings Canyon and all those other things, which again is unfortunate, but again they'll be there for next time. So the upside about it is, I mean, we've done heaps of travelling out of our way to sort of get to where we need to be, and then only to find out that we didn't need to be there. But I've been to a hell of a lot of places now that I hadn't been to before. We've done some remote travelling, we've been to some outback towns. Yeah, it's been awesome. So there's always an upside to everything. So anyway, here we are at the Northern Territory Queensland border, about to pass into Northern Territory. We should be in Alice Springs by tomorrow and back into some reception area, and hopefully we hear about Jess's pass. And if not, well, I don't know what we're going to do. You got anything to say, Jess?
I'm glad we didn't do the desert because that would have been scary, and the car is not 100%, so I'm glad we didn't do it. So tough titties. And yes, it will be there for another day, but
I'll be doing it by myself.
No,
so as you can tell, Jess is having a ball. She's loving this trip.
Yeah, this is my ultimate perfect trip.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have planned it any other way ever.
Alright, so
that was sarcasm.
That was sarcasm. Alright, anyway, we're out of here. Morning viewers, so So we're here in Alice Springs. In fact, we're in exactly the same spot where you might remember in one of my previous videos from about 9 months ago. I was standing in this spot and it was raining in Alice Springs. Well, here we are, beautiful sunshine this morning. So anyway, Ruby's parked under cover there. Now you can see here, she's missing an indicator. I had to take that out because it just kept flapping about in the wind and all that sort of thing. But so we did the Plenty Highway yesterday. Horrible road, corrugations, dust. You would not believe the dust. I've never seen anything like it. So they call it bull dust, and this dust, I mean, I've coped with bull dust before up in the Kimberleys. There's plenty of it up there. Nothing like this. This dust was literally a foot deep, if not more, and it just goes for a couple of 100 meters, and you're flying along, maybe doing a 100k or something, 90k, and you hit this patch of dust and it's just, it's like bang, a massive cloud of dust. They're fucking incredible. But the car, like, it just bogs the car down, it just slows right down. But yeah, anyway, so that was something to experience. But corrugations, heaps of corrugations, and oh man, so many things. My indicator fell out, obviously. Broke one of the straps on the Max Tracks that have been held on up the back there. But that's all good, fixed all that up. But this is, so I don't think I actually showed you the repairs I did on the inner guard that dropped down, so I'll quickly show you that, but it's all ruined now. But you can see, I don't know if you can see these two big bolts, right? So all this inner guard was hanging down here, and I pushed it up and drilled a couple of holes and bolted it up onto this part here, and that did the trick fine while I was up in the Cape and all the rest of it. And hitting the Plenty Highway yesterday with all the corrugations, that piece there that I bolted up has actually snapped off from the inner guard, and we're back to square one. You can see this piece here, that's supposed to be joined onto there, that's snapped. This piece here is supposed to be joined onto those two little bits in there, they're snapped. The inner guard has dropped probably about an inch, which is not as bad as it had dropped the first time. And we won't be doing any more dirt roads from now on. It's going to be bitumen everywhere we go now, apart from maybe a couple of little side tracks down to see the cliffs on the Nullarbor or something like that. But last time when this inner guard had dropped, all this had dropped down, the battery and everything. The battery was rubbing on the radiator there. A little bit of damage there. But at the moment all seems to be well. So let's just pray that it holds up till we get home. Still got a few thousand kilometres to go, I think, from Alice Springs. We're having dramas with Jess's WA border pass. Mine's been approved twice. Well, approved, then revoked, and then reapplied and approved again. Jess has been denied twice, so she's put in a third application now. Don't understand why. It's another story anyway. So yeah, we're staying at a friend's place, which is great because we got good showers last night. We were covered in dust. Everything in the car is covered in dust, and we're driving along and Jess looks behind me and she goes, "Is your window open?" And somehow I pushed the button and this window was down the whole time we were driving on the dusty road. So the car is full of dust, everything in there. So I'm gonna give it all a good clean out today. And and it's Jess's birthday today, so happy birthday, Jess. And I'm gonna maybe take her out for a camel ride later, take her out for dinner as well, and yeah, enjoy some time in Alice Springs and get clean, get the car clean. So that's what I'm about to do now.